Okay, and moving on. So up next is Magnus Olby. He has over 14 years of experience of growing and expanding digital business in Europe. Originally from the private banking sector, he has since held a number of senior marketing and business development positions at both startup ventures to public companies. By the way, Magnus Olby is a CMO at TransferGo, and today we have a huge after party at TransferGo office, so you can literally burn the TransferGo office tonight, this evening. So, Magnus, you did it to yourself. Let's go.
Hello, good morning, nice to meet you. I'm Magnus Olby, Marketing Director at TransferGo. For the next couple of days, you're gonna hear a lot, I think, about how to execute better, how to roll out your product fast, how to have an efficient development process. I'd like to talk about how we at TransferGo are working to create our brand more human and more relatable, effectively using empathy for our customers to grow faster. So the first thing I think is to understand and establish what empathy is. So if we look at this, there's some uncomfortable faces looking at this. This is looking at YouTube videos of skateboarders falling. Usually makes you cringe. You'll go, ah! Or maybe like this. So this is my nightmare to see here, if I see this happening here. So how many have had this experience that you see someone yawn and you yawn yourself, right? It happens. What you're doing now is showing empathy. When that happens is your nervous system is doing what is hardwired to do. It's physically showing empathy towards other people. That's what you're meant to do when you're working or living in a group of people, living in society. It's a crucial part of being human. It's also a crucial part of building a brand, okay? So, an important thing about empathy is that you can't own it. You can't own empathy. It's things like, in marketing, things like authenticity or things like trust. These are things that you can build into the brand. You can own those things. You can own those characteristics. But the difference between being something is that empathy is offered. That's the difference. I'm going to go back. So, why is this important to us? I mean, we work in a very crowded, competitive landscape at TransferGo. We have a lot of companies offering similar solutions, and we have a lot of old, called incumbent companies, like banks, like similar peers and startups offering the same thing. Why is this important for us? Because this has proven to be a unique selling point for us, okay? And everyone that works at TransferGo in PR, or external communication of any kind, or in the marketing team, they all actually listen to our customers and talk and have conversations with our customers. And I think we have a pretty good idea about how to build empathy in a brand, okay? And I'm gonna show you some proofs of that. Why do I stand here and say, we're pretty good at this, we know what we're talking about? Well, here's the proof. This is love. This is love for our brand. Thousands and thousands and thousands of our customers are taking time out of their day to tell us that they appreciate what we do for them. Okay? This is important because, not because of vanity, but because it builds the fundamental base of our marketing mix. Our marketing mix is based on our customers referring other customers. Okay? So we have the Trustpilot score and we have the NPS. We're a financial company. We're not a fashion company. We're not a lifestyle brand. We're a financial services company. Okay? That's why we're so proud of this. This is unique. And it's building the fundamentals and the basics of our marketing mix. So, why is this important? It's important, like I mentioned earlier, because we are in a very competitive landscape. I'm going to show you a little bit about that, how that landscape looks, who we're competing with, and who our peers are. So we divide our universe into pure play digital, which are mainly startups who have digital brands, and incumbents. Incumbents are, I can't compete with that. All right. Incumbents are the banks. And incumbents are the likes of Western Union, where people go with cash and they transfer money to a receiver. So banks and Western Union are the incumbents, and the pure play are mainly the startups offering a similar solution to what we do. Okay? One of them is TransferWise, Currency Fair, us. I'll tell you the difference here and why this is important, because this is about positioning. As you can see, the numbers here, the amounts of money are the average transfer size for these companies, okay? And there's one thing that stands out, and this is the size of our average transfer is considerably smaller than our peers, because the customers that we're attracting and the customers that we are targeting are mainly people who have left something behind to move abroad, to work, and to send money home frequently every month, okay? So it's mainly, that's our customer, high frequency. I mean, our customers send 1.7 transfers a month from home to their home country, whilst our competitors have a lower frequency. Well, that's a teaser. Okay, so looking at that competitive landscape, what we saw quite early on was that we have a challenge. The first thing is, although TransferGo is fantastic, we're not the first mover. We were not having the benefit of being a first mover, okay? And this might be useful to you. Secondly, we have limited marketing budgets. We're not the first mover, and we have limited marketing budget. Why is this? What do? Well, you try and find a unique angle. What we saw that our competitors are doing is they are really strong in pushing their technical innovation, their revolutionary solution to a problem. Me. It's about me, okay? And we also saw that the incumbents, the banks and Western Union, they have a physical presence. So they have shops that you go into. The banks have shops that you go into with your cash. They're everywhere, so they have a physical presence. They're in front of their customers with a physical presence, either with a shop or with a card. Or they have the first mover advantage. We have none. We're a pure digital brand. We have no attributes that you can hold. We have no shops that you can go into. So what do? You have to hack it, so to speak. You have to choose something new. You have to choose something that they're not. And what we saw and what we bet on is empathy and product development and brand building that shows empathy, okay? So for us, shouting about our benefit or broadcasting, saying we're this, we're that, didn't work. We did not want to be this guy. Me, this. As you know, if you work in marketing, positioning is not about saying, I'm here and this is what I stand for. Positioning is about owning a part of your customer's mind that sits next to the associations they have with the problem that you're solving. So I'll say that again. Positioning is about owning a mind, owning a piece of the mind of your customer that sits next to the associations they have with the problem that you're solving. It's not about me talking to the customer. It's about living there next to their associations, okay? Building memory structures. Okay. So this is what works for us. I'm not going to bash anyone, and we have an awesome product team. We have a fantastic product. Our team work day and night building an empathic product for our customers. And if you have a startup, or if you put lots and lots of time or years into building a product, you want to shout about it. You're proud. We're proud. We want to brag about it. But here's the thing. People don't care. People don't care about technical innovations. People buy from people. People don't buy technical innovation. People don't buy catchy strap lines. People don't buy trendy design. People buy from people. And I get it. I get it why it's tempting to go in and brag. I get it because we do the same. We have an awesome product. But for us, it's important not to do that. For us, it's important to put ourselves in the customer's shoes. Okay, so this is the trap that all marketeers fall into. Best price, new innovation, this and that. Does the customer really want to see that? Not our customers. This is an analogy, okay? So you're thirsty, you want something to drink, you want some water. Usually you get this. What the customer wants is this. Okay? This is empathy. Yes. I'm going to go into more specific now. I'm going to go, how have we done this? Okay, and we have something at TransferGo called a playbook. A playbook means it's a recipe that all people that starts in the marketing team reads and follows. It's called our growth playbook, and I'm going to go through it. This is how we interpret it is up to you. It's relevant for us. It's relevant for you as a concept, but how you interpret it is, of course, different for every brand. So because we're a startup or a scale-up, if you like, we've been in business for 5 years, so we're not a startup anymore, we're a scale-up, is in each market, in each new country that we go into to build the TransferGo brand and to offer the product, we divide into 4 stages. The first stage is the penetration phase, the second stage is the high growth phase, the growth phase, and then the growth phase continues. We're too young to plateau yet. That might happen at some point, but we're still in growth phase in all our markets, which is fantastic. So this is how it works. What we always start with, because I keep saying empathy, right? We want to build a product and a brand that shows empathy. We always start with grassroots marketing. We don't start with big campaigns, we start with small campaigns. We start on the ground actually talking to our customers. So that's the grassroots marketing phase and one-to-one. It's very resource intensive, but it's very effective because that's the first 3 or 4 months where you really pick up how you need to position your brand to be relevant. So that's the first. What happens after that is then we start to add more traditional marketing disciplines on top of the grassroots marketing, okay? That's your classic stuff like digital marketing, like referrals, like affiliate marketing, normal stuff. Then something interesting happens. Now we're 7, 8 months down the line in the new market. Now we start doing the bigger brand campaigns because we've fine-tuned our message. We start doing the bigger brand campaigns and we're doing the above the line. There's a word here, send. Maybe just quickly explain. Because we're a money transfer company, we're facing a unique challenge in our marketing in the sense that we have a receiver and we have a sender. Okay? If you're an e-commerce company and you're selling a product, you're a seller and you have a buyer. They're in the same market. What we have at TransferGo is we have a sender who, for example, lives in London, and we have a receiver who lives in Poland. These are two different markets. These are two different cultures. And these are usually also can be two generations of people. So sender and receiver both needs to be into our brand, right? Not just one, they both need to be. So we always start in the sender market, and then we move into the receiver market to do branding, okay? So we start with the actual person who's gonna send the money, and then we move to the receiver to build our brand. Okay, so, you know, grassroots marketing, guerrilla marketing, these are all buzzwords. Well, it's something very specific to us. It's not a buzzword, and the way we do it is to avoid us as a brand broadcasting our excellent product to our customers. We use our own customers and influencers to help us with this. And I'm saying influencers with a disclaimer that these are not people who are obviously paid to say TransferGo is great and put a tweet on and say TransferGo is great. These are real, genuine customers who help us promote our brand. So we have 3 layers of influencers. And this is something that we're still working on. We're still fine-tuning it at TransferGo, but this is the fundamental approach to it. We have the global brand ambassador, which is one. Then we have the local brand endorsers, which are, for example, if you're Lithuanian, you might be familiar with Ruta, who's working with us. We have these local brand endorsers in all our markets. And then we have the third tier, which is the actual influencers. These are the influencers who make YouTube videos, Instagram posts, Facebook posts. They have smaller communities. And these are normally customers of ours who love our brand, and they're happy to share why they love our brand. Top global, local, and then influencers. So what's important to our customers, what we learned is there's 2 main lessons. The first lesson that we learned was they prioritize a frictionless experience and an easy experience over best price or price leadership. They prefer our product to be easy to use rather than being a discount brand or the cheapest solution, okay? So we're winning already in the product because it displays empathy. And that's more important than pricing, always. The second thing we learned was that they want us to be local. They want us to be part of them. They appreciate the fact that we are positioning ourselves with a local approach. We don't do English advertising. We do local translated marketing. The product is localized as well. And these are the 2 main things. I've got a funny experience I had 6 months ago. I remember it because I came into the office and I was so excited. And I told everyone in the office, I think Aurelia, who's our brand manager, might remember it. I took an Uber to the office. And I said, the Uber driver started chatting with me, and he said, so where do you work? So I said, TransferGo. We have an office here in London in Canary Wharf. And he said, no. No, no. TransferGo is Romanian. No, we have a head office. We're here in London. This is where senior management sits. This is the marketing team here. No. I use TransferGo. You're Romanian, and I love it. I tell everyone to use TransferGo because you're Romanian. That's what I tell my Romanian friends here in London. I said, no. We're a Lithuanian company with an office in London, and we're an international brand. He just insisted. For me, to hear that is the biggest payoff you can have. If you put efforts into having a localized marketing approach, and you have a customer in real life, not knowing who you are, telling you that your brand is actually Romanian, because we've done a Romanian localized approach for the Romanian expats and migrants in London, and Polish and Lithuanian for those communities and so on. So to me, that was a little payoff that I enjoyed. Okay, so I can see that I'm speaking too fast, but I think my takeaway is this. Guys, building a relatable brand is half the battle when you're trying to create a relationship with your customers. It's more than half the battle when you have a digital-only brand. Okay? Your customers want to have a relationship with you. They want to have a bond with your brand. They want to use your product, and they want to see that you care. We know that our customers want to know that we care. Our customers want to use our product. This is our app. They want to use our app and our product to know that we appreciate and we understand their perspective, okay? We're not telling people we understand what you're going through. We understand that you're in a new country and all these financial services are confusing to you. We're offering them a product that is easy to use. Like, that's why I use the glass of water experiment, the showing the glass of water. Like, we make it easy. They want to see in our product and in our marketing that we understand and appreciate their perspective. So whether you're a lifestyle brand, whether you're a tech startup just looking for your first funding, or maybe you're a corporate enterprise doing an IPO, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What's caused or what's allowed us is building a relatable brand and building a product in a relatable format is what caused TransferGo to shine. Okay. I'm going to take this opportunity. I know it's been mentioned before. I'm going to do a shameless plug. There's a party tonight at TransferGo's awesome new offices. I want to see everyone there. I hope to see you there. Our new terrace, we've been growing a special brew there. It's ready for you all to enjoy. And yeah, it's a place to be in Vilnius tonight, a place to be seen. Okay, so be there, and I hope to see you there. You can come from 6 o'clock. Okay. Thank you. That's it for me. We have lots of time, so I'm happy to take any questions that you might have about TransferGo, about our brand approach, about our product, about me, about anyone in the team. Please, if you have any questions. Yes, please. Yellow.
So I look at your website and I want to transfer some euros to UK and it costs 99p and the money will be there tomorrow. I'm using TransferWise. It costs me 50p and money is there within 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes usually. So what's your edge? Why should I switch? Or maybe I'm not the right customer for you.
So I think everyone heard the question. You made a comparison to one of our peers. The first thing is we have a different approach to some of our peers. The first is that we guarantee the receiver amount. Okay, so what you put in, we show you immediately what the receiver will get. What some of our competitors do, and you mentioned one of them, is to guarantee the receiver amount. You need to put a little deposit in. That could be a 3% fluctuation deposit in order for them to guarantee that you receive that amount. We don't do that. We don't do that because we think it's complicated. We think it makes our product more complex. So we take that risk and we guarantee your receiver amount. So that's an ease of use trade-off that you do by using us. And like I said, we know that our customers prefer that, not because we're assuming, but because we've tested it. We've done lots of tests in different markets, and we know that customers prefer a frictionless, easy experience over best price or currency fluctuation hedging like you mentioned. Are you the right customers? Are you the right customer personally? Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you.
Hi, and thanks for the great speech. I'm just wondering if TransferGo and companies such as you, the transfers, the payments, in the long term, are you looking into a broader scope of product lines, such as, let's say, banking or any other kind of financial services, or are you just sticking to your core product, which is transfers? And in either case, why and why not? Thanks.
That's a great question. Remittances or international transfers will always be at the core of our business because it's our DNA. It's why we exist, and that's why the company started. But we know that our customers also use other financial services, and they have friction points with those financial services. So we are definitely looking into broadening our offering to help our customers in more aspects than just transfers. But it will always be the core of our business. What's unique about our model is that when you use TransferGo to move money, you don't need to open any new bank account to hold your money, or you don't need your receiver to have the same product as us. Like if you take PayPal, for example, it's like that. You create a new ecosystem. We don't do that. Our customers can use their existing bank, and the receiver can use their existing bank. You don't need to do anything. The receiver doesn't have to have a TransferGo account. So our solution is bank to bank, and we do the magic in between. So saying that, our customers are already banked, and they have already the traditional bank account. There are lots of things and services that we're looking to provide to them within our offering in the future. So absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for the presentation. And you mentioned this, that it's very important to build this localized, relatable brand. Yeah. Could you talk more about this, how you do this? Thank you.
So also a very good question. We took a decision early on to do that. And the way we do it, we always start with recruiting local talent, okay? Local talent that comes from the expat or migrant community themselves and who can relate and understand the target audience. So the first thing is we always build teams, marketing teams, in language cohorts that can do this. It's a tiered approach. So we have a global approach to our brand, and then we have local interpretation of that. You can maybe relate to the McDonald's business model that have an 80-20 rule. We're a little bit more 50-50, but McDonald's does 80% global branding, and then they leave it to the local country managers to tweak the 20% of how they want to position the brand. So everyone uses McDonald's, but for example in Amsterdam you can buy a beer at McDonald's. In Tokyo you can buy a wasabi burger. So they have local menu variations or product variations and also positioning in their branding. We do the same. Our core values are the same across the globe for TransferGo, but the local variation is different because that makes it relatable. So using Ruta is very, very relevant in Lithuania, but it's completely relevant in Poland. So in Poland, we have a different brand endorser. So to repeat, we start with recruiting local talent, and then we use or work with local influencers and local brand ambassadors. That's it.
So then, how you decide the global ambassador?
This is what we're doing. This is what we're working on now. We haven't chosen one yet, but we're working on that. Who is going to be most suitable and relatable for our brand? Hopefully, you'll find out. Yes.
Just one question. You're going to have such, different teams for marketing. You're going to have the different lines, the global, the local. Could you share with us how you're going to manage all this and put, everything into line, and that all the message wouldn't be lost in some teams, in some markets?
Yes.
Thanks.
Our global work is very lean, and it's done and will be done by a small team of 2 people. That's our global brand manager and its global PR. And we outsource the creative piece to agencies. The more resource intensive is the local, so we have a team of at least 1 person up to 3 or 4 people in a local market, and they are growth managers. So we have growth managers locally reporting into the head of growth, and then we have a global brand manager and PR. So the global one is the slim part, and the growth managers are more people and resources. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.